This project is a response to an idea of getting an acoustic event to happen at Eden. I met Vicky Long, who works for Cape Farewell, about 4 or 5 years ago, and I did a series of songs for an exhibit that Cape Farewell was holding at the Whitechapel Gallery in London. I think around the same time she was thinking about a way of doing an acoustic piece at Eden, something which was unamplified, which was low carbon.
Well, I met Tim singing one weekend, singing an opera, John Adams' Nixon in China, and I thought, this man's brilliant. He can play the piano while bringing choir in, and it's a fiendishly difficult piece. After that, I thought that there must be something more we can do, and this was at the time where I was thinking about this piece at Eden.
And so we started thinking and dreaming about what that could be. We started doing some sound tests last year with local musicians situated around the perimeter to find out what the sound would actually be like if you had a trombone and a trumpet playing at each other from half a mile away. Once we were very encouraged by those results, we started contacting local groups to find out who would be interested in participating. So the Imerys male voice choir was very much associated with the clay industry, and therefore felt very special to bring that into Eden. And also the Eden Choir, who's based here.
Let's be upstanding. I know your voices don't exactly need warming up, but here are a few things that we can sing in our choirs. And ya 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 ya, ya 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 ya, yee 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 yee, yee 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 yee, yo, you.
I was lucky enough to be put in contact with Alan Kent, who's a local poet and writer, very prolific writer, who's based here, is born and bred in Cornwall, and he told me about the existence of the White Country Dispute, which is a poem which was published in 1913 in one of the newspapers here, and it's a poem by one of the striking miners from the clay strike of 1913, and I thought that was kind of perfect as something to unify the piece. I mean, it wasn't directly an environmental piece, but it was much more about taking a stand for your community and for your sort of immediate environment and for your working conditions.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Unplugged at the Eden Project. This piece is called Winning the Clay, and it tells the story of the clay strike of 1913 and is also a call to arms to join the climate revolution. We're joined by 100 performers from around Cornwall, from groups such as the Imerys Male Voice Choir, the Eden Choir, the Seriously AwEful Symphonia, that's AWE, Awful Symphonia, the BBC Proms Family Orchestra, Bombrassa, the Big Beat Orchestra, and lots of others whose names I've probably forgotten. I hope you enjoy the 20-minute performance. Thank you very much indeed.
there to be folk elements, but I wanted it to be contemporary, and I also wanted it to be looking back at the clay heritage, because of course, apart from Eden being set in a clay pit, Bodelva, one of Eden's missions is to look at responsible mining. How can we treat the environment well when we have to dig into it for important resources, and of course once a mine dies, what happens then? How do we reclaim it? How do we make things beautiful? How do we make things useful again? We've just had our first performance, the world premiere of Winning the Clay, Unplugged at the Eden Project. Musically, it was a great joy. I think in terms of the theatricality of it, of having our different players situated at different parts in the site, and also moving as well, that was something that the audience really found captivating, and people were looking around trying to find out where the sound was coming from, which I know was something that Vicky was always really keen that should happen, that people should actually be looking at the site of Eden in a different way. Oh, fantastic. Oh. So pleased to be here. Hello. Daddy? Is he the man? Hello.